And you were the only survivor. How did you escape?
I don't die easy, and I don't believe in noble last stands. Far as I'm concerned, the war's still on, even if I'm the last soldier in the field, until I put a knife in Jane Cassinder's eye.
I'm with you. Jane will answer for every legionnaire who died at her hand.
You may all think me a fool, but I'll never agree that this has to end in blood. We're the Legion. We can find a better way.
Our numbers are too few. Can we find more men and women of Legion blood?
There's got to be others. They could still be in hiding.
Might be a few left. Not enough to build an army. But if we spread the word that the Legion has returned, we can rally Jane's enemies against her. We should start by reclaiming the Grand Chapter House, the old Legion headquarters in Stonebridge.
Have you heard any news from Stonebridge?
If I had to guess, more smokestacks, more spinning machines, more metal men clanking through the streets.
Are you sure the Chapter House wasn't destroyed?
For the people of Stonebridge? No, they never would. It's their mark of shame. Reminds them how they betrayed the Legion, and they don't dare forget.
So the Stonebridge Chapter House is different than the others?
It's bigger, grander. They built it during our Golden Age after the heroes destroyed the Sec. We claim that Chapter House, hang our banners out front, people will hear that the Legion's returned.
How do we get to Stonebridge then?
Stonebridge lies to the south and west, on the far side of the swamp. Lazar's people have repaired the bridge, so the road should be open again.
Martin and I will stay here for now. Help the locals rebuild.
We owe them. They've endured a great deal for our sake.
We have a causeway gate here. Surely there must be another in Stonebridge.
There is, but it's shut. Baron ordered most of them closed to stop Jane Cassinder from using them against us. A causeway gate can only be opened from the outside, and only by a privileged few.
Why send me? We could all go together.
The Radiant Youth chose you for a reason. You're meant to lead us, not Martin, not me.
All right. I'll head south for Stonebridge.
Jane Cassinder controls most of the land between here and Stonebridge. Her soldiers wear the raiment of the Azranite Church. Avoid them if you can.
Once you're inside the Chapter House, look for the causeway gate. Open it, and you can bring the rest of us through.
You're the vanguard of the Legion. All our hopes go with you.
Off to Stonebridge, I hear? Before you depart, I have something I would discuss with you, if you're willing. The Lascanzi occupation depleted the town's stores. If we cannot replenish them soon, Raven's Rill may not survive the winter. I know the Legion has done a great deal for us already, but I fear I must ask your help again.
I take it you have a plan?
Indeed. Raven's Rill sees few travelers these days, but I believe the Hero's Crypt could draw pilgrims from across Ebb as it once did. With pilgrims would come merchants, and the town could fill its larders before the winter.
Tell me about this Hero's Crypt.
The Hero's Crypt is where the heroes of the Sec Resurgence were interred. It was considered a holy site, and pilgrims flocked to it. After the crypt was sealed, the pilgrims stopped coming. I believe that if we open it again, we can bring prosperity back to Raven's Rill.
Why would a holy site be sealed in the first place?
I'm not entirely sure. It happened just before the fall of the Legion.
Why do you need the Legion's help?
The doors of the monument are sealed by Legion magic. They are impervious to any form of counter-magic or physical destruction. They can only be opened by the signet rings of the Legion families who commissioned its construction, the Montbarons and the Gundricks. I understand you found both signet rings already. The crypt should open for you now.
I'll do what I can.
Excellent. Look for the two large statues outside the monument. I'll fetch Grigori. We'll need a scribe to document this historic event.
Trouble ahead.
If you're looking to buy, just step on up to the wagon. And have a look. I'll give you a good price.
Forgive me. You startled me a bit. I'm afraid I was wrapped up in my studies of this magnificent edifice.
Tell me about yourself. What brings you out here?
I'm a scholar with the Stonebridge Society of Antiquaries. My particular specialization is early Goblin Renaissance architecture. This structure is a truly remarkable example. Note the intricate cornice work and the marvelously subtle geometries of the roof.
Can you tell me anything about this building?
Why, this is the Hero's Crypt. Inside lie the champions who defeated the Sec 150 years ago. I've been studying its history for years. Sadly, I've never been able to do more than observe the exterior.
Tell me about the crypt's history.
The tomb was originally constructed for the First Lady Montbarron, remembered in popular folklore as the Farmer. Sometimes I forget that my family was throwing itself into harm's way, even before my father came along. A Montbarron, are you? Now that you mention it, I see the resemblance. You have the Farmer's graceful bone structure. Please, the less said about my bone structure, the better. As more of the heroes who defeated the sect passed on, they were interred here as well. The crypt became a site of pilgrimage for many. Visitors have reported all sorts of miracles. Good fortune, sicknesses healed, that sort of thing. But no one's been inside for 30 years.
Why can't you get inside?
Ever since Jane Cassinda destroyed the Legion, the tomb has been sealed tight. I think it could still be open, but I have no idea how. Perhaps the old Legion knew. Some of them, anyway.
I found a way into the crypt. I'm going to open the doors.
You did? You have? That's unbelievable! How did you do it? Where did you find it? Oh, never mind. That's not important right now. Could I go in with you? I've studied the exterior for so long. I'd like to get a look at some of the artifacts inside.
You can come along, but be careful. And stay close to me.
Wonderful! Let's get the doors open then. Oh my. That was quite something. On second thought, perhaps you could go into the crypt yourself and return with some relics for me.